So, as you know, July 4th is coming up, and a lot of you are probably thinking,
I want to make a Lego stop motion special for July 4th.
wondering also, how do I make Lego firework animation? Well, guess what, guys? In today's video, we're going to cover that. What's up, guys? My name is baustincurtis, and today we're going to be checking out how to make Lego firework animation like this and like this in your 4th of July special or just any of your videos. So let's hop right into it so you guys can get your 4th of July specials made and looking awesome. So let's head over to the table. Okay, so first things first, to actually comp out the background like you would if you want it in the sky, you either need a piece of green or blue paper, cardstock. Any of it really works, just something that you can use chroma keying to get rid of. Green works really well for different colors. It depends, like how many shots are you gonna have. Like if you're gonna have blue and red blowing up or something, obviously you're not gonna use blue. And if you're gonna use green as an explosion for a firework in the sky, obviously you're not gonna use green. So just, whatever works best for the shot that you're making. So for the moment, for this tutorial, we're gonna do like a green and red explosion. So we are going to use green, obviously, so let's head over to the side of this thing and I'll show you guys how it's done. Okay, so once you're in your software, got it open up, you got your piece of green paper, one more thing, these can be found at the dollar store for like 80 cents, really cheap, so they're not hard to come by. Any Target, Walmart, like any retail store that pretty much just sells paper, you'll find these, and it just works really good. And so I would buy some. It just works well if you're gonna do green screen or blue screen, or even like have a green background, a blue background in your shots. It just works really well. So like I said before, we're going to use blue bricks and red bricks in this shot. Any color works, it doesn't really matter. And so the way I normally start this out is got a black Technic pen right there, and this is normally what I use in my videos for fireworks animation. Just a black pen right there. Not sure if you can see it really well. Right there, just a black Technic pin. That's what it looks like. That's what we're going to be using. And so what this is for is when you light a firework, it shoots up in the sky. And so this is supposedly the firework that's shooting up and then it's about to explode. And so start that animation off. You just take a couple blank frames of your shot. Just take a couple blank frames. It doesn't really matter. Also, if you have a pair of headphones, that's what I use when I'm filming, to press it, or if you have a capture remote, then that works well too. Just make sure you don't touch your camera as much unless you got a nice stable setup, which I have a stable setup at the moment. So like I said before, you're gonna take this, take a couple blank frames, and then slowly work your way in. And so we're gonna have it like right there, and do know it does roll, and so sticky tack is also smart to have that. And just take a couple blank frames and then start slowly moving this into your shot. And it doesn't really matter where the explosion takes off on your shot. That's kind of all up to you. And we're just gonna time lapse this real quick. Okay, so we're at where we want the explosion to take off, and so this is the important part. For the first frame, how I do it is get a 1x2 brick of either color that you're gonna be using. I normally use just 2 colors because it just makes it easier, but if you really want to get artistic and make it look really fancy, 3 colors plus is a good way to really get going with that. Okay, so as I said before, you get the colors. Get 4 of whichever color you're going to be using, one of the colors at least, and put it on the sides like this. Take your picture. That's where we're going to start, okay? Take it out. Put it over to the side, your pin, and then take 4 1x2s of your other color, whichever be, in this case it is red, so take 4 more of those and put them on the sides. Make sure you spread the blues out a little bit. And put them in like that, and just like that we already starting to look like we got a firework motion going on. Take your photo. Now this is where it's gonna get interesting. It's gonna be fun. So make sure you know where you're putting your bricks, because if you don't, that's why onion skinning is very helpful. Now replace your 1x2 bricks with a 1x4 of each color. And take your photo. Also, another thing, if your camera does move, it's not the worst thing to happen, because filming like this, fireworks aren't a perfect shot every time, and so if you can get artistic with it. You can make it go this way, that way. It's really up to you, because when it blows up, there's no specific way it does. Okay, so after you do this, this is where it gets important. Start sliding the bricks outward. Take your photo. So for, I'd say, like 3-4 frames, just keep doing that motion. Like I said, it's completely up to you. Keep doing that. And then what I like to do is, about the second or third frame, second for this one, take your 1x2s back and put them in between each one, like right here. And normally what I would do is I would put each color on the outside like this. So each opposite, that's where you're going to put it. And do make sure you have enough room, because it is going to go off screen, but you don't want it to do that right away. And so voila, we got this happening now. And from this point, explosion is pretty much done. And so you can slide the bricks out one last time. Once again, make sure it doesn't go off frame until the end of the firework explosion. We did forget a blue one here, but that's okay. Just slide them out. And take your picture. So right here, it gets important. As the firework dies down, you notice how it normally falls to the ground like that? So that's how we're going to make this end. And so start slowly tilting everyone down and start sliding each brick down like this. And just so you know, it doesn't have to have nice easing in and easing out, because fireworks are kind of just like a... And with the speed that you're going to have a frame at, it does look good fast. So after you're doing this, keep moving them down. Each frame, just keep lowering them down like this. Keep making them look like they're falling, because that's ideally what it's going to look like. So we're going to cut the time lapse. And so at this point, all of your bricks have fallen off the table, or at least come off your scene where your camera is, filming. And so from this point, what you're going to do is, look at your footage, see if you like it or not, and then we're going to go to the next step. Okay, so now after you're done filming, you like what you just filmed, head into your editing software. In this case, I use KineMaster. You can any software you want. It's up to you. It doesn't really matter. We got our footage in. It looks really good. Now we're gonna go down to adjustment, excuse me. And this is really where you just make the colors more bold. You can make them stand out, make it really pop. And so a lot of times I'll make, saturation 100, contrast, I'll turn it up depending on where I want it. We'll keep it at 100 here. Vibrance is something you don't always want to mess with, because it does add a lot of grit to the outside of your video, and it just doesn't always look good. So a lot of times I'll turn temperature down to really make the make the things pop. At this point I won't, because it looks good. Highlights normally turn all the way up. It's really up to you. It really just depends on how you animated it. And then we're going to go to, elements, and I'm going to add a sublime spark element. And that's pretty much just like another explosion in itself. And we're just going to make it blend into it. A lot of times you can do this in just after post-production, as you're actually editing your video. But I will do this while I'm filming and making pretty much just like the asset to add on to my actual video. And so if you don't already have that, just go download it. It's all free. It's really easy to use. And once it's downloaded, I will show you what it looks like. Okay, so now that we got it downloaded, just head into it, and you're going to want to find both of them work. I normally don't use this one though, because this one's more of just like a spark, and I don't really care for that. So the one that I particularly use is the one that looks like an explosion right here. And what you're going to want to do is just make sure it lines up with your video. So let's see, there's an explosion right there, explosions, and it ends like right there. So we're going to cut it right there. You want to make sure obviously lines up with your actual explosion in your video, and just trim down, go to blending, and whichever one works, it doesn't really matter. A lot of times I'll use screen just because it looks good. And after that you can add sound effects, whatever you want, and this should be the finishing product. So I really do hope this tutorial was helpful, guys. If it was, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more tutorials and tips and tricks on how to do stop motion well. I got another tutorial planned on how to do camera movement better, so if you guys are interested in that, definitely subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Obviously July 4th is coming up, so I am working on my July 4th special. So that's going to be epic, and if you don't want to miss that either, subscribe, turn on notifications. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, share it with your friends who might also wonder how to do this. And hope you guys have an awesome day. God bless. 2 videos here. Subscribe there.